Hi and welcome to Family Values TV. We're here live today at the Guam Hotel where we will be celebrating the Akwa Ibom Economic and Investment Summit Expo 2012 and also its 25th Silver Jubilee. For those of you who don't know, Akwa Ibom is a vast developing state in Nigeria where it has been meeting up with its Western companions. It has attracted several corporate investors and industrial investors through the direction and vision of its governor, Godswill Akpabio. We're here today to both celebrate its development and also to speak to different investors who have interest in the state and also to celebrate the work that our governor has done. So join us today as we speak to influential people and hopefully you'll enjoy the program. Thanks.
As we're preparing to set up the slide for the presentation, we want to please urge the chairman of session would please request that the participants at this event would please pay attention, and all non-essential movement should also cease, especially around where the presentation is being made. Thank you very, very much for your understanding and cooperation. Thank you.
Apologies, yes, sir. Apologies. I will have to recount. The Deputy Governor of Akwa Ibom State, respectively, I greet you, sir. I will say yesterday we were here and we were listening to presentations and we heard people give us strategies of how they will bring in industrial revolution into Akwa Ibom State. But I would want to correct that impression that an industrial revolution has already started.
The research, I discovered when they started this project in Malaysia, some universities launched out a research to see what are the raw materials. And this alone, apart from the direct cost, apart from the direct benefit, the universities in Nigeria can move in to see what can we do. There are raw materials. We have everything that it needs. And I'm proud to be a Akwa Ibom. Potential to become the leading player within national and regional. Let me tell you, there's no other place. It's not in Africa. Nigeria and Akwa Ibom.
I know the time is short. Time is short, and I think everybody's waiting for lunchtime, so I just give a short overview. You see before me, in front of me on the desk, such a bag with our logo on it. I will pass it to Mr. Jackson, and he has some printouts of the presentation, so if you are in a very hurry and you can't wait until the presentation, you can have it before. So, okay, what we are talking about? We are talking about lead. Lead is not in a very good position, because everybody's thinking lead is dangerous, poisonous, and all it's heavy. But when you have the right
Your Excellency, Deputy Governor and members of the High Table, my name is Effiong Akwa, MD, CEO of Akwa Savings and Loans Limited in Uyo. And I want to direct two short questions. Number one, I want to direct my question to Dr. Aban of Green Technology. He said we should enact at the IPA, that's the Indigenous Protection Act. I want to ask him.
Thank you. My question goes to the last presenter. Before we talk of sewage sanitation, Akwa Ibom in particular has been built as a community, not knitted up together. Have you thought about how you are going to connect these communities, these individual houses, into a central system? Take my village, for example, here in Nicaragua. How are you going to connect the villages? How can they assure the Akwa Ibom government that the employment at least should have 85% of Akwa Ibom people?
What I wanted to ask is the recycling of batteries. What is the implication of that to the environment? Because a lot of companies are coming from Europe and going to Africa, and they're bringing all sorts of technologies which are not friendly to the environment.
Stations and business meetings, AGMs, at various times within a very short space of time. So that is the layout. Currently, this is where you have the wet and dry park. That's where you have the Tropicana, the hotel that has been signed. We've signed an MOU with Hilton already. And this is where you're having the convention center. This section is for apartments. This is where we are instituting the wet and dry park. And you have major road networks going through it. I'll use this opportunity to tell you that there is the third ring road passes through this point, coming all the way from Idoro Road, for those of you that have visited home recently. And about this point is where you have the new stadium. About this point is where you have the new stadium, and the traffic empties there. And about this area is Oron Road. So you're coming from Oron Road, you're diverting traffic into that. By the time you're having a 30,000 seater capacity stadium, so you have a good road, 4 lanes to be able to empty the traffic. So everything is being planned for the future, and the future is already here. So we have the convention center, the 6,000 seater convention center. This is the wet and dry park. These are models. And if you look at where we are today, this is real. This is this big screens that you have in the Cineplex area that is run by Silverbird. And areas open for investment is beach development. And thank God we have you on plan. What's the name of that company? Yeah, Chestnut Consult. So you have a space there, development of hotels and resort, establishment of hospitality training centers, development of amusement parks. In healthcare,
I want to say that the President has sent in a bill. We have gazetted that bill. This is the authentic version of the petroleum industry bill published by the National Assembly. I am going to leave this with you. We are also going to give you the website that you can access it online, and if you just want a hard copy, you take it, so that you can also make input to this. When we have hearings on matters like this, you see people from other areas making submissions on areas that worries them. But rarely do we have most of our people, particularly our brothers in diaspora, making submissions and contributions. So please, this is the petroleum industry bill. It is available, and we have extra copies we can give to any person who wants, and we'll give you the website which you can access. Thank you very much. I'll leave this with the chairman of the Diaspora Network so that you can make it available to other persons. And also give you the website so that you make it available to your people so that they can access the document. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you very much.
Chairman of the Senate Committee on Rules and Business, distinguished Senator Ita Ena, thank you very much. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, some very quick comments. Just 2 more before we get to listen to His Excellency. On that note, permit me to invite a former military governor of Akwa Ibom State, who is still serving the state and the nation in very many capacities. Ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency, the Chairman of the
Your Excellency, the Governor, well represented by the Deputy Governor, the Secretary to Government, Ambassador to Canada, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank the organizers for giving me the opportunity to say a few words. I believe if the story of Akwa Ibom is being told somewhere, then my name will be mentioned. And if the story of Akwa Ibom International Airport is being told, I will also be mentioned. So let me make a few comments on these two issues. I came into Akwa Ibom barely 3 years after its creation. At that time, it was just an overgrown village. Today, I can say authoritatively that we've come of age and we've paid our dues. Today, we are adopting the Dubai model. That Dubai model says, build and they will come. That is why the present administration has embarked on the level of infrastructural developments that you have heard this morning. Of course, you cannot adopt that model if you don't prepare yourself for those that will come. I take two instances.
For the avoidance of doubt, as greatly honored I am to be often celebrated by this premier developmental state called Akwa Ibom. I'm not from Akwa Ibom State. We share close cultural, geographic affinities with Akwa Ibom. But God chose to put me elsewhere. But also God gave me a choice. The freedom to choose which state I consider to be the magnetic model for national development. And I identified Akwa Ibom long ago, from the time Governor Godswill Akpabio became the governor, that for all of us, all Nigerians who care deeply about the direction of Nigeria, we can see in what is happening in Akwa Ibom that it can be done elsewhere in Nigeria. And so when we celebrate Akwa Ibom, even those of us who are not from Akwa Ibom, we celebrate the finest possibilities of the Nigerian state. And so I just leave you with this word of advice as an elder statesman. A famous German philosopher called Friedrich Nietzsche, after x-raying history and trying to locate what is the singular most potent formula for enduring success. The word is not just success, but enduring success. Whether in statecraft or in poetry or in philosophy or in music or painting. He said it is about a long obedience in the same direction. A long obedience in the same direction. So friends of Akwa Ibom, you must ensure that you own the success with this dynamic team led by the governor, the deputy governor, the SSG, these wonderful commissioners are doing. You must own that success so that it will be a long obedience in the same direction. Because we have witnessed this kind of magic occur in many places, both in Nigeria and other places in Africa. But when that leadership went away, everything was dismantled with the same kind of energy with which it was created. So to make sure that the Akwa Ibom success story is an enduring one, you must own it as citizens and hold your leaders accountable to do no less than that which Governor Akwa Ibom has set up. We are looking down the road for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. When that happens, then the story will become pervasive all over Nigeria.
For me, What this tells us is that our sons and our daughters in the diaspora have truly keyed into the transformation agenda of His Excellency the Governor and have recognized industrialization as the potent tool which His Excellency is determined to use to change the socio-economic life of our Ibom people. It is therefore on this note that I must say that I'm very happy to join you today as we gather to tell the world that we need a global economic space for our fatherland. We have a story to tell, and it is a story the world needs to hear. It is a story we told a few months ago in faraway Houston in the United States of America. And I must tell you that we will keep telling this story until the world wakes up to our call. It is a story of a vision known as uncommon transformation. A vision that is driven by the dream of our ancestors, that a state conceived in faith and bonded in brotherhood could be a fortress of hope for Africa's renaissance. A vision that is nurtured by the irrepressible Akwa Ibom spirit of excellence, the spirit and the drive, the diligence and the integrity that is only known to Akwa Ibom people. In a sense, we have come here to fulfill the scriptures. The good book says, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. We have written the vision. Let therefore the investors in Europe, in particular, and the world at large, read this vision of His Excellency Governor Akwa Ibom and run to Akwa Ibom State to explore the limitless opportunities in that blessed land of promise. And so today we come to London, a city that is rich in history and culture, to sound the trumpet and to tell the world that the star of Akwa Ibom, a land rich in promise and hope for the future, is rising. And speaking about London, the celebrated author Samuel Johnson in the 18th century said, by seeing London, I have seen as much of life as the world can show. That statement is still true today. But come to Akwa Ibom, and you will see as much as the future of the world can show. To Akwa Ibom people in the diaspora, accept the love and the gratitude of the government and the good people of Akwa Ibom State for organizing this summit to tell the world about the good news of Akwa Ibom State. The wisdom of ancestors had it that no matter how high the eagle flies, its legs keep pointing to the earth. We are happy that no matter where you are and what you are, your hearts are still pointing to the land of our birth. I actually did not come here today to make a speech. I came to deliver the message.
His Excellency has actually put a lot in place to make sure that not only what they are doing in the state, but also to strengthen security, to make it a safe place for other people, non-indigenous, will also be able to identify, to invest, in Oyo State. So, but taking that into consideration, looking at Nigeria as it were, the challenges and the security, what advice do you think we can put in place in order to make it safe?
Well, the struggle of our generation is terrorism. It's a global issue. But each jurisdiction will have to find its own way to deal with it. But critical to the menace we now have about insecurity in some countries comes by form of clear terrorism. In some other countries, maybe low-level insurgents, even the power of cults and all that. But they all manifest in the same way: loss of life, destruction of property. Technology has so advanced that these days it's possible to literally know what people are up to in terms of terrorism or violence. So I'm happy that Akwa Ibom has invested a lot in technology. That's very key. Secondly is intelligence sharing. You got to know what the bad guys are doing in the neighborhood. Again, that costs money. And then the third one, which is more of a long-term solution, is to deal with unemployment, because the devil finds hands for idle hands to do. And I believe that when governments, both at the state level and at the federal level, keep on those three tracks, first you have some low-hanging fruits in dealing with having some success story on security by reducing the capacity of the bad guys to strike through surveillance by way of technology and surveillance. Then the long-term benefits will be that increased employment will reduce the number of hands that are idle, that the devil will find work.
Presentations will also assist us to select the one that we need for the economic development, and also appreciate what the state government has done so far. The Commissioner for Information has been able to present a very cohesive presentation to the foreigners, to let them know what our government has done. As a matter of fact, I want to tell you that if you come to Akwa Ibom State, you will see what the governor has done, starting from industrial infrastructure, going to education, going to other areas like hospitals, health, and so many education. As of now, we are talking about free education. And before any industry strive in Akwa Ibom State, we need capacity building. And with what the government has done, he has been able to give us free education. And in the next 5 or 10 years, you will see what we're going to get from this. And that will drive the economy to the level that we want. And apart from that, the most important thing for any country to develop well, you must set up a platform for industry to come in. And that's what our government has been able to do. And if you look at the strength of the Akwa Ibom State now, it honestly is enormous. We're starting from all those infrastructure that I've told you, and the weaknesses are not much.
So in other words, the government is looking at to partner with committed organizations,
that's
committed companies that will be able to show the vision that His Excellency has already established in Akwa Ibom.
That's true. That's what we are trying to explain here. The governor had that vision, knowing that the only way we can drive a good economy or our gross domestic product in Nigeria is to set up a pace for industry to come in. And that's why you see airport being developed, you see the seaport being developed, you see as I mentioned, education. We might not derive anything from it now, but in the next 5 years, you'll see that our children will be able to work with the firm and get the knowledge, and within the next 5 years, the foreigners may move up, and our children will take over because of the free education, the base he has given to our children. And
the third part of it, which is the method a lot of the rich people are using, is gas cylinders. These gas cylinders has a life cycle of 10 years. And unfortunately, I want to tell you that some of the cylinders have been in operation for 30 years. After the first 10 years life expectancy, people are actually sitting on a time bomb because it can explode at any time. So the production of composite cylinders is coming, first of all, to take care of the safety and environmental, and with a lot of advantages associating with that. That is why. Then back to your question. In terms of recycling, what we intend to do is to invest massively in the production of composite cylinders. And with the collaboration with the Akwa Ibom state government, who will promote, will encourage the end users to make use of this. There is what we call a buyback process. The prices of this one can be subsidized by the government, and the buyback process we put in place whereby the new safety, explosion proof, corrosion resistant cylinder can be exchanged, can be given to the end user, and we retrieve the metal one for recycling. But the main purpose is for us and the government to see the need, as I mentioned at the presentation, that it's only when you are alive that you can create wealth. The gas cylinders our wives, cooks are using to cook for us have exceeded their life expectancy. So we need to fast track and do something. We don't know who next will be the victim.
God will not allow anybody to be a victim in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Well, very especially, I want to first thank the government for giving me the opportunity of moderating this, and we'll do this very quickly. September. Huh? Was 23rd was the day Akwa was created, and it was a very special day for us back home, and also for representatives of the diaspora who came physically to be part of the special Thanksgiving at the Ghana
that commemorated the 25th anniversary or Silver Jubilee of the creation of Akwa Ibom State. We experienced this also in youth sometime ago, and we're happy to be here again to extend the celebration of the state anniversary. The name Jesus, and that is how we get to our God. When we pray, we ask all in the name of Jesus. So we start with the letter J, E, S, U, Yes! Congratulations, Survivor. Thank you very much for this beautiful ceremony. Congratulations. Thank you, Leah, for presenting this gift. God bless you all.
His Excellency Chief Dr. Goswill Akwabi. The Akwa Ibom Diaspora Network, as most of you have come to know, is a network of Akwa Ibom people in the diaspora who spread across all nations of the world.
Your Excellency, sir, all protocols observed. I stand on behalf of the IBM Diaspora Network worldwide in recognition of your selfless service to the people of Akwa Ibom State, in recognition of all the things you have done, and in recognition of the special relationship between IBM and the current administration of the state. We stand together and present this as a token of appreciation to recognize that your service to you, Your Excellency Governor Goswill Akwabi.
The awareness of family values and the unities of families around the world. What we do is that we offer several seminars. We also offer a TV program which basically talks about different issues that can affect the family unit, especially in modern times today where there's broken families. So today, in order to celebrate great leadership and to celebrate when great things are being done in our society, both in Nigeria and around the world, we would like to honor our governor to say thank you very much for all your help. Thank you for making a mark in Nigeria. And what I would like to do now is to introduce the founder and CEO of Family Values TV, Pastor Annie Onchepa, in order to give this award. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, without wasting your time, I stand on the protocols, and I would like to invite the Commissioner for Information to receive this award as our a good leadership in the state. We want to appreciate Her Excellency for what she has done for the state, and we know that she's involved in a lot of charity work and other things she's doing in the state, which is what we promote. And it takes a good leader, a good mother, a good wife, to strive what she's doing in the state. For us, we are a good friend of Akwa Ibom. I'm actually from Abuchiku. When Akwa Ibom people shout, we hear in my village. And that is why we see it fit with Family Values TV to recognize Her Excellency, to tell her that we support the vision and what our honorable governor is doing to the state. So on behalf of Family Values TV, I want to present this award. And can I say that this award is given to her as a sign of commitment, transparency, uniqueness that is in our Bible, and the purity and the heart that she used to love the state. So on behalf of Family Values TV, we want to present this piece.
Some to calm your brain. I mean, back when the fly, the fly is spice to make you high.